Hello, Mixtresses and Mixters. This is Mixtress Ray, and you're watching Mixtress Video. This is going to be sort of part review and part appreciation of a used corset. So why it's not completely a review is because this corset is discontinued and you can't, the only way that you can get this corset is used if someone's selling it somewhere. So this is a What Katie Did Vamp corset. So I'm excited to be able to show this to you today because I did not think, if you don't know about What Katie Did, they're an off-the-rack corset company that they have really great quality control, and a lot of people really love their corsets, and I also love this one, but their corsets are quite expensive for off-the-rack corsets. Back when this corset was sold, I believe it sold for $275 US. I was able to get it used for about 100 shipped. So I kind of just wanted to show it to you a little bit. Unfortunately, it's a little too small for me. I have to wear it with a 5-inch gap, but all of that said, it is a very beautiful corset, and it's a great corset for shorter torso people. So it is about 11 inches tall. It is less than 4 inches on the princess seam from under bust to waist. I believe it's like 3.75, 3.5 to the waist tape right here. And it's about 4 inches below the waist here. These measurements are just from memory. They're not exact because, again, you will have a hard time finding this corset since it's not sold anymore on the What Katie Did website. So I wasn't thinking that I would ever be able to review for you a What Katie Did corset. Excuse the fur. I put a modesty panel in it. This is a Mystic City modesty panel. I put one in it because it's too small for me. This is a 20-inch corset, and I really, because of my dimensions, I have to wear it with a 5-inch gap. So, and it's really not the best to do that with. If you had bought this corset new, it would have had, right here you can see where the attached modesty panel that came with this corset has been cut off. I believe What Katie Did corsets now, they don't sell them with modesty panels in them anymore. You can order them separately. But so this is the corset. The dimensions are, I believe, 7-inch rib spring and 11-inch hip spring, which makes sense for my shape since I have to wear it with a 5-inch gap. This is the only corset I have that has these hip gores, and I think they're really pretty. It does have quite an impressive hip spring, as you can see. And it's the satin is just very luxurious. This corset helped me discover that I really like satin as a material for corsets. I guess I could flip it over so you could see the back. Don't you love that? Messy laces. I suppose I could have. Oh, dust from the table just got on the corset. You'll just have to imagine that you can see this properly because I don't really want to close it because I'll have to spend a lot of time unlacing it in order to get it on again. It's about, I think, 12 and a half inches in the back. And as I said before, I don't know if I said this or not, but I was afraid that I would never be able to review a What Katie Did corset for you guys since they're so, in my opinion, like buying a $250 corset. For me, I would rather spend that money getting a custom corset than buying an off-the-rack corset. which is why this is probably the only What Katie Did corset I may ever own, unless I buy another one used. But I think it's just, so a lot of people would say that you have to break in your own corset and never buy a used corset. But with my experience with this corset, I'm here to say that I disagree with that. This corset has been very well loved before I got it. When I got it, it had already, it's definitely been broken in by someone else. The busk is extremely easy to fasten. It's actually, I don't know if you can tell, but on the inside of the top part of the busk, on both sides, it has been hand tacked, hand sewn. So at some point this seam has come loose and it had to be repaired. So that leads me to believe that it's probably been worn quite a bit in its lifetime. I don't know how long this particular model of corset was sold. I don't know how old this particular corset is. I don't know how many hours it has been worn, but even being that I have to put quite a bit of strain on the back busk because I'm wearing it with a 5-inch gap when I wear it, and it has bowed a little bit, but I don't think that was me. I think that it was already like that. The back busk is very flexible on What Katie Did corsets as well. This is a lot more flexible than most back busks would be. And so I guess the conclusion is that I really like this corset. It's a little too small for me, but if you were thinking about a used corset, I would say go for it. As long as you feel like you can trust the person that is really going to send it to you. I think it's an excellent way to go because with corsets, a lot of times you just don't know until you order them and try them on. You really don't know if they're going to work for you or not. And also a lot of people that are waist training, they're going to size down often. So whenever they do size down, they're ready to sell their older corsets. So I think if you're a person that really has to stick to a budget and doesn't have as much money to buy quality corsets, like for example me, I don't know if I ever would have been able to own a What Katie Did corset if I didn't find one used. And even though this one is very used, I still don't regret the purchase at all. The myth of having to break in your own corset is kind of false. Think about it when it comes to shoes. Like, you really wouldn't, maybe because of the smell factor, you wouldn't want to have used shoes, but if they're your size and they are in relatively good shape, you would not hesitate to buy a used pair of shoes. And I think it would be the same with corsets. As long as it is still good quality, you have no reason to think that, it's not going to form it to your body and your body only. A corset is basically a steel cage with fabric over it. It's going to pretty much hold the shape that it was given. And any corset company that tells you that, fit problems are your fault because you haven't seasoned your corset long enough are just trying to sell their product and get you to go beyond the return window so that you don't have a chance to return the corset that does not fit you. I would say if you are thinking about a What Katie Did corset, just based on the level of quality in this corset, it is really great. I wouldn't hesitate if you can afford a What Katie Did corset and the measurements work for you. I would say go for it. I really wish they still sold this corset. Did I say what it was? Surely I did. This is the What Katie Did Vamp, which is it's curvier than their Morticia corsets, and it's a little less curvy than their Morticia Extreme. It is shorter in the princess seam from underbust to waist than the Morticia corset. The Morticia corset, I believe, is about 5 inches on this measurement from here to here, and this is where the waist tape starts, right here. So this corset has a lot of extra mobility, really. Like, I'm able to move around a little better in this corset. So anyway, this is just my little ramble fest about used corsets. This is my first used corset, and it wasn't just like somebody tried it on a couple times. Someone has worn this corset a lot, and it is still in great condition and has several more years, I'm sure, of use in it. There's a couple of little places like here that I might have to hand sew someday. Really, that's it, just these 2 spots right here. But other than that, if only it were like a size or 2 bigger, because then it would fit me really well and I'd probably be wearing it daily, because it really does, like, when I wear it with the 5-inch gap that I need to wear it with, it fits me pretty much perfectly in the underbust and the hips. So it really would have been a great corset if I had known about. I wasn't considering corsets back when this corset was sold. I think they stopped selling it sometime last year. If only I had known, I definitely would have bought this corset in my size, brand new. So if you guys ever hear about a 22 or 24 What Katie Did Vamp corset for sale, let me know, because I would definitely be interested in passing this one along to its next owner so that I can have one that fits me better. Or if anyone wants to trade. If anyone has a 22 or 24 What Katie Did Vamp and they want to trade for a 20, let me know. I'll do it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a really great night. I'm not going to show you, I don't know if I'm going to show you what this one looks like on or not. I think it looks pretty good on me. If you want, you can check my Instagram under Mixtress Ray. I do have pictures of me in this corset, just for the purposes of reviewing this corset. Since it's not available anymore, there are other reviews you can find online if you would like. And you can check my Instagram if you want to see what it looks like on me. Basically, I just don't feel like putting it on right now because I just ate a big meal. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye!